it's kind of been a slow reading month for me. I usually read a lot more than this. It's the 16th, and I've only finished my fourth book in the month, and that book is The Black Flamingo. I gave it 3 stars out of 5. I was kind of disappointed with this book. It was a 5-star prediction book for me. I've read all the amazing reviews and it seemed like a very interesting book, but I felt the characters were kind of two-dimensional, and I couldn't get them off the page for me. Also, it's a novel written in verse, and after reading Ellen Hopkins, which writes novels written in verse, I get like a poetic sound from a poetic read from her verses, even though it's a novel. And I didn't get that much with Atta. With The Black Flamingo, it just seems like sentences chopped up and put into the form of a verse. I feel like I'm being pretty harsh on this book, but it's just what I felt. It's about a boy, coming of age story of a boy who is black and gay in London. His day-to-day life as he grows up being gay from very little to going to university and finally finding his people, his group of people who he can identify with. And I just think it wasn't written in the best way it could, you know what I mean? So yeah, 3 stars again is not a bad rating. It means I liked it. It's just not something special or excellent. So yeah, it's the 16th and I've only finished 4 books, so I better get myself reading. The thing is, I don't know what book to follow. I have like so many books around me, but I can't choose one. I'm gonna have to do that now, and I'll check with you soon. So I've been having a really weird month when it comes to reading because I am too restless and I cannot just do one thing at a time. I have to be doing like 2-3 things at a time. If I'm watching something, I have to be playing a game on my phone. If I am reading something, I have to be watching something also. So I think that's why I'm not reading so much. But right now I'm like rewatching Bones and I'm like hooked on it, and I find that I can watch and read at the same time, but not as fast. So I decided I'm going to read It's Not Okay to Feel Blue and Other Lies by Scarlett and continue with my journey with the giant Kingdom of Ash, which I barely started. So that's what I'm gonna be doing the rest of the month. This one is also a chunky boy. It's a non-fiction about depression and anxiety and stuff like that, and it has commentary from a lot of great, awesome people like Charlie Coxon, Matt Haig. So I am expecting a lot from this book. And that's it for now. I'm gonna go watch more Bones. I just finished in a day listening to the audiobook of Daisy Jones and the Six for a video that I'm doing. And well, it was a ride. I think the first half of the book I didn't really click with it. I didn't seem to care much about this intricate information about a fictional band that I don't like. So I was kind of missing the point. But the second half of the book kind of shined a little bit more, a lot more. You got to know the characters more deeply and who they are, each of them, outside of the band. And it brought more humanity and took the characters off the page, and you kind of felt more for them, and it was a more interesting read. I gave this book 3 stars. I couldn't love it enough to give it 4 stars, but it wasn't a bad book in any way. I think there were some scenes, especially towards the end, that were really thoughtful and were well made, well written. I think the interview mode that the book is written in is interesting, and how the author kind of stays away from the facts and just let the interviewees speak and make the story like that. It was my first Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and kind of disappointed me a little bit. I thought it was gonna be 4 or 5 stars, but I don't regret reading it. As I said, I read it for a video that I'm doing, and it was good. 3 stars. Okay, so I completely strayed away from my TBR, which, let's not even talk about it. I have been waking up so late every day, and now I woke up early and I am so sleepy, and I've had so much coffee. I don't know what's going on. I can't seem to focus on anything. I get so sleepy. I am sure I won't finish this by the end of the month, because I'm right here and it's like the 23rd, and I have started Perfect by Ellen Hopkins, which is the second one in Impulse, the duology, and I'm right at the beginning also, so I don't think I'm gonna be finishing any more books this month, which ends up being a very, very slow month for me. Slim pickings, not much read. I don't know what happened. I think I was just watching TV too much, like, damn you Bones. I've watched too many Bones and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I'm like, where's my reading gone? I don't know. I know it's not the end of the month, but I don't think I'm gonna finish either of those chunkers by the end of the month. And that's it. Scratch that. You know what? There's still 7 days. I can finish this book in 7 days. I can. It's a challenge now. It's a challenge. Alright, so the coffee is starting to kick in and I'm making progress already. So I'm gonna finish this. I will. Is not exactly triggering, but it makes you think a lot about your own mental health and your own road to where you are now when it comes to mental health. And I don't know, if you don't really care and if this is not really what you're here for, you can skip ahead. But I said in a video, I think a couple of videos ago, that I had found finally combination of medications that settled my anxiety and my depression, and I was finally in a stable situation. But nothing is as simple as that with depression. I don't think it can ever be. The medication that I take in the morning, it gives you like a push and an impulse to be productive, and gives you serotonin and like pumps you up and makes you feel good. But through the day it quiets down, and as it starts getting removed from your body, you start feeling bad again. So the nights are the worst, and there are nights that it completely reverts back to when I was feeling in the bottom. And that's the thing with depression. I don't think there's ever gonna be a cure, a complete cure. You have to manage it the best way you can, and that's the best you can do. So right now it's 20 to 8 at night, and I'm starting to feel the medication going away, and starting to feel more like lethargy, and just like I was reading this like a fiend, and now I'm like tired for some reason, and I know it's because of the medication. So I just wanted to share that because I know I'm not the only one who's going through things like that, and if I can make at least one person feel normal and like you're not alone, I am happy. So I'm gonna try to continue reading, and I'll check with you soon. So I did finish It's Not Okay to Feel Blue and Other Lies by Scarlett Curtis, and it didn't even take me 7 days. I don't even know where to start with this book. I gave it 5 stars. In some ways it was hard to read, was kind of tiresome to read because it made me think about my own mental health and my own limitations when it comes to it. And in other ways it felt like a warm hug because there were so many people, influential people, who felt the way that I do feel and have gone through similar things, and their words were comforting, and it felt like home in a way. Just reading these people's experiences and the way they managed to get through it, and it gives you hope. There's people like Emilia Clarke, Emma Thompson, Matt Haig, Ben Platt, Charlie Cox, just people that I admire, and people that I didn't even know had mental health issues. And I don't know, I think this was an awesome read and something that I needed to read, and that made me feel, as I said, seen in a way. And like I said, it felt like a warm hug from all of these people. So yeah, 5 stars. So it's the end of the month, and I decided to finish this vlog right now. I am going to do a recap of the books that I read this month of June. It was a slim pickings month, I have to say. I did watch a lot of Bones and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and reading was kind of the back burner, but I am predicting a good July month, and I'm gonna read a lot more. I hope. So let's do a recap of what I read in June. First book I read was The Magic Fish by Trung Nguyen, and I gave that 4 stars. The next book I read was The Kind Worth Killing, which was recommended to me by Kath in my pages and books, and I gave that 4.5 stars. Then I read I Used to Have a Plan by Alessandra Olanow, or Olanow, I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. I gave that 3 stars. Then I read The Black Flamingo by Atta, and I gave that 3 stars. And then I read Daisy Jones and the Six, and I gave that 3 stars by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And finally, I finished it on a high with It's Not Okay to Be Blue and Other Lies. It's Not Okay to Feel Blue. It's Not Okay to Feel Blue and Other Lies by Scarlett Curtis, and I gave that 5 stars. And that's the end of the month. That's the end of June. I hope I have more books to talk to you guys about in July, and I'll see you soon. Hope you have a great day and awesome week. Bye bye.